do we help students of all language backgrounds enter the computing field? Is the current way that we teach computing suitable for all students?
Can we create an educational technology that engages students' linguistic backgrounds and fosters multilingual teamwork?
What if a classroom accurately represented the world's demographic? Could we cater a lesson to each person's unique cultural identity?
Namaste, मेरा नाम हार्द है.
Hola, me llamo Mariana.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 김동현입니다.
And we are PopLang.
Do that.
With the onset of globalization, there has been a shift towards more culturally rich classrooms, especially in the US. Georgia Tech is a reflection of this phenomenon, as 131 countries are represented on campus. Despite this change in classroom demographics, many teaching strategies have not adapted to support the increase in diversity. Classes are mainly taught exclusively in English. This monolingual approach can suppress bilingual students' creativity and expression. It may even make bilingual students feel socially isolated because their cultural and linguistic backgrounds are treated as impediments to learning. This is why we decided to hone in on Georgia Tech's CS 1301 course as our main context.
Our primary goal is to enable multilingual students to draw upon their entire language repertoire to learn new concepts and converse more fluently and openly with other students. We wish to create a dynamic learning environment where translanguaging is not only allowed, but encouraged to facilitate learning. The intent of this learning goal is to lower the barrier of entry for non-native English speakers in introductory programming courses. By creating a multilingual environment, individuals are able to incorporate their unique experiences and prior knowledge to build foundations for literacy in computing instead of being restricted to a single language in their toolbox.
For example, there are some English classes where they might mention something about grammar or something like that, and I would be able to relate that really easily to my Arabic education.
Secondly, implementing translanguaging in classrooms should also benefit monolingual English speakers. The exposure to other languages and cultures should not overwhelm monolingual students or hinder comprehension of the subject matter in any way. Translanguaging should be incorporated in the subject content to supplement the learning about programming while also expanding their multilingual vocab. Not only will the students learn new representations in different languages and enrich their repertoire, but they will also learn about different cultures and better connect with and understand their peers from distinct backgrounds.
Hello everyone, this is PopLang demo. And so this tool is designed in a way that makes students to talk more about code and speak in whatever language they're most comfortable with. And so in order to collaborate, it's pretty simple. You just have to click this button. Click a button, I can add hard. So let me add him. Then hard should join. Boom. And as you can see, hard joined session.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Hard. How's it going?
Going good. It's going good.
Awesome. All right. So there's 3 different ways you can collaborate in this app. There's mouse, and so you can see where Hard is mouse is at. There's also code editor, and so we can both type on this code editor. Nice. Hey, Hard. All right. So, and then of course we want to allow students to speak in whatever language they're most comfortable with. And so Hard is most comfortable with Hindi better than English. And so Hard, do you want to speak in English?
Hindi is fine.
Oh wait, in Hindi.
We'll cut it out.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna allow the mic.
Namaste, मेरा नाम हार्द है. आप कैसे हो?
Lovely. And Hard,
Get into it.
I can also speak in Korean, and so in the Hard screen, you should see the translation of Korean. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 김동현입니다. 이렇게 잘 돼서 굉장히 좋네요. So we're gonna go over this first question, just like as a quick demo. And so, Hard, do you want to explain this code real quickly?
Yes. So this looks like a recursive function.
Mm-hmm.
ये ये लेंथ ले रहा है
Yeah.
CS space 1301.
Yeah.
सो इसकी लेंथ 7 होनी चाहिए. अभी आप फॉलो करो. तो यहाँ पे एक भूल लग रही है लाइन तीसरी पे. तो अभी हम आगे देखते हैं क्या करना है.
Okay. So I think it is 8 then, right? Because of like line 3.
I agree. 8 होना चाहिए.
Yeah, because of this 1, right? Okay, so let's check this. All right.
Cool.
When designing our EdTech, we attempted to apply the pedagogical concepts we learned in class and have created a concept map of 16 terms that define our solution. I will highlight 5 of the most important concepts to our design. The first is legitimate peripheral participation, which describes the process of how newcomers become experts in a community of practice. Novices practice and acquire the skills in this specific topic area or skill through authentic participation and practice. In our design, our goal is for students to learn practices that are second nature for seasoned software developers. When students discuss the code line by line in our activity, they are practicing code review and debugging techniques in a collaborative environment. This is a skill that is very important to developing complex software. Next is social constructivism. It is like constructivism, but emphasizes the context in which learning takes place and values the social nature of learning. Many times, we learn through guidance from or collaboration with others. We wanted our solution to foster discussion and increase interactions by providing group programming activities. To encourage this in terms of translingualism, we built a live transcript feature to help students of all backgrounds feel integrated into the social learning environment, regardless of language differences. Willful not learning is when students decide to avoid participating in learning when they feel that their identity and values are not respected. By allowing students to customize their language experience to fit their comfort level, we want to make students feel respected and well represented in the content of what they are learning, as well as in the manner in which they are taught. We hope to reduce instances of willful not learning through this language support and by matching students of similar language backgrounds. Translingualism is a pedagogical approach that attempts to capitalize on students' full language repertoire in order to encourage students to create and communicate in more diverse and active ways. The idea is that multilingual support in the classroom allows bilingual students to participate more fully in conversations, thereby developing a deeper understanding of the subject matter. We intend to put translingualism into practice by the way we pair students into similar language background groups and by providing translations and localization of our tool. Lastly, metacognition refers to being self-aware of one's own current abilities and level of mastery for a subject. While this can be a difficult skill to master, we want to help students self-assess their level of understanding by creating group activities that encourage them to discuss with peers. When reasoning through problems out loud with peers, students will have a chance to identify what topics they are still absorbing and have not yet mastered.
Unlike what we expected, discussing what the code does line by line is not something natural or intuitive when working in pairs. For the majority of the time, students were writing something on their own scrap paper or quietly thinking in their heads without saying anything. And because this was their default behavior, when one person starts to make some insightful comments, the other person barely responds, restricting any room for Socratic discussion. In addition, although we built technology like transcript that enables students to discuss with the languages they were comfortable with, the classroom setting greatly affected the students' attitude towards using languages they're comfortable with.
Personally, because the test is always going to be in English, I try to take notes in English and I try to communicate about the code in English because I know that that's all we tested.
Although our first implementation didn't go as we intended, I am excited to see how we evolve into this space.